Online Equestrian Lessons. I'm Katie, and on our channel, we have a lot of different videos that will help you and your horse just through your riding journey. We have a lot of videos on different pieces of equipment and tack that you can use on your horse, and different ones that might work better for your horse when you're training and things like that. And then we also have a lot of educational videos with mounted and unmounted lessons. So go check out our channel, subscribe, and hopefully we can help you out through some of our different videos. In this particular video, we are going to be going over some of the different types of leg protection you can use on your horse for both English and Western disciplines. So we're just going to go ahead and get started here. And I'm going to start off with sort of a really well-known basic form of leg protection, and that is a polo wrap. So you'll see polo wraps a lot in the horse world. They come in tons of different colors, which is really fun. But this is basically, what this is about a 9-foot piece of fleece. And what the fleece does is it will really help, if wrapped correctly, to really support your horse's leg. It will help support the suspensory and the different tendons and things like that. And then also give your horse a little bit protection against any impact that he might have with, you know, his other legs or something, cross-firing and different things when you're working and training. So a polo wrap is generally pretty safe to use. You do want to make sure that you ask a professional if you don't know how to wrap, so you're wrapping correctly, because you can actually cause a certain problems if not wrapped correctly. But otherwise, they're just a really good form of added support and protection. And I feel like the fleece is pretty nice because it does sort of help wick away moisture a little bit. They might get a little bit hot in the summer, but the way I do it generally is I, get my horse tacked up and ready. Then I'll put my boots or my polos on just before I put the bridle on. I work my horse, and then the boots or wraps are the first things that come off after I've worked my horse before saddle or anything else. So that way they're only on really for when I'm riding, and that they're not on for, prolonged periods of time, so my horse's legs don't get too hot. But polo wraps are really good. They're also really economical, so you can use these, for your Western riding, for your English riding. You can use them when you're jumping. They're just really a really good thing to have in your tack room. So you can't really go wrong with polo wraps. And I believe I do actually have a video on polo wrapping if you scroll down a ways on our channel. So go check that out. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with some different forms of boots that you might see in the English equestrian world. So these are tendon boots. Now, tendon boots are going to really help protect your horse's legs, especially jumping. So what a tendon boot does is it's open in the front here. So, excuse the dog, she's chasing flies right now. Okay, so the tendon boot is open in the front, and then it's got added protection all the way around here. So why it's open in the front is because sometimes horses, when you're teaching them to jump, can just get a little lazy with picking up their front feet. So with it being open in the front, if they do knock a rail with their front legs, with their cannon bone, they're going to be able to feel that a little bit more. So next time when they go over the jump, they're going to be, able to lift up their feet a little bit more, and just be a little bit more aware of where their feet are. But you've got a lot of added protection back here. And some boots have air compression, I don't know what you call it, air compression here, so that way, when your horse, comes off a jumper, or for whatever reason gets his legs messed up, if he takes his back hind foot and hits the back of his front tendons there, that's going to be protected. I really like these boots. These are from Jeffers Equine or Jeffers Pet online, and these boots are really economical, but they look like a higher end boot, and they also are just a really good quality. So they've got air holes here and here, and they're just really breathable, a really nice boot. So I do recommend getting your horse a pair of tendon boots if you're going to be doing jumping or anything like that. And then you can also get the short sort of fetlock or ankle boots for the back leg. So these would be for the front, and then your shorter ones will be for the back, but I'll show you those in a second. Okay, so let me grab those. So this is just another pair of tendon boots. So these hook up with Velcro instead of the little hook closures. So here's just another sort of type of tendon boot, and then here are your ankle or fetlock boots. So these would go on your back hind legs. Okay, put these back. Okay, so another form of English boot that you might see a lot is a split boot. So this is a split boot. It's going to look something like this. And basically, they usually have hook and loop closures with Velcro here. But your split boot is going to pretty much just cover the split on the inside of your horse's leg and a little bit of your fetlock area. So so this would be like on the back of the tendon, and then this would be on the cannon bone. This would be on the side of your horse's leg, and this would be on the inside. So these boots are really just good, you know, if you need to have a little added protection against your horse, like knocking its two front legs together, things like that. You can use these you can also use these for jumping. You can use these for, you know, schooling dressage, pretty much anything like that. You can use them for games. You could use these for Western riding as well. So these are just a nice boot to have, and they're also pretty economical. So you'll probably see those a lot as well in the English world. And then this is a brushing boot. So you'll see brushing boots a lot. Also in the English world, these are dressage brushing boots. So you can see that they have a nice fleece lining, and then they also have a really big area here for the inside of your horse's leg. So those are just really going to give added protection against concussion if your horse knocks itself while you're, you know, doing leg yields and things like that. And then they also do just add a little bit more support. So another thing that I really like to use in dressage is the Polo Wrap, because I feel like they really, you know, have that support underneath the fetlock that you need a lot of times in dressage. But these are a lot quicker to put on. So if you need something just quickly to put on, if you're going to have a lesson or a quick dressage school, these are really awesome to have. And they're really going to add, you know, a lot of protection to your horse's legs. So these are really great. Let's see. Okay, another thing that you might need if you are riding English are a pair of bell boots. So bell boots can be a really important accessory to have if your horse is prone to, you know, clipping either its two front legs together or reaching up with hind leg and clipping the back of the front fetlock. So if your horse, you know, is ripping his shoes off a lot, or just making a lot of sores with his heels and stuff, if he's clipping himself, a bell boot will really protect his heels and his whole, pretty much his whole hoof and his pastern and fetlock and everything. So, or not fetlock, but anything underneath the fetlock, basically. So these are actually my favorite bell boots. A lot of times bell boots can twist and turn and cause really bad rubs. So a lot of times if you notice your horse is just kind of acting up or limping a little bit, it could be caused from bell boots. These bell boots never rub my horses. These are from, turn it the right way, these are from HorsesWithAZ.com. They're like $14.99, so they're super economical, and they just do not rub. They're awesome. So go get a pair of these if your horse needs bell boots. They work really well. You can use them for jumping and dressage, and they're just really good. Really good bell boots. Okay, so that's pretty much sort of a beginner look at some boots and wraps that you can use in the dressage world. You can also use Polo Wraps in the Western world, so they're pretty much good for pretty much anything. But I thought we would just go ahead and go over some of the boots that are pretty commonly seen in the Western world and some boots that might work for your horse. So these are no-turn bell boots. So you're going to see these a lot in the Western world. So they look something like this. And if you open it up, they usually have a double Velcro closure, which is really nice. But they have a little knob right here. You can see that. And this kind of goes in between the heel on your horse's back leg and just helps them not to slip and turn around. So those are just some really good bell boots that you can use. Okay, so the first boot that I have to show you, let's see if I can find one that's not so dirty. Okay, so this is a very dirty, dusty, sand-filled, this is a sports medicine boot. So a sports medicine boot is just a really good boot for pretty much any of your Western training and riding, and you can also use these for dressage as well. Sorry, it's so dirty. We definitely use these. So this is by Professional's Choice. This is an SMB sports medicine boot, and what this boot does is it does a really good job of almost like a Polo Wrap coming down around the fetlock, really supporting the suspensory, and just giving a lot of support. And then also it's pretty thick neoprene, so it just really helps against concussion. And then yeah, it's just a really good boot to have. So yeah, if you feel like your horse just really needs a lot of support, you can use these in reining. You can use them in barrel racing. Pretty much any form of Western training, they're really great. You can use them in Western dressage. You can even use them in English. So they're really good boots. Definitely recommend these. As long as you know how to put them on, you should be pretty safe and good to go. Okay, so let's have a look at, here's just another, there's also different sizes. So these are small. These are by Weaver. These are Weaver Prodigy sports medicine boots, and I also actually really like these. They're a little bit cheaper, actually I think quite a bit cheaper than the sports medicine boots, but they also do a really good job, and I really like these because they have perforated holes inside for breathability, so those are also really good. And then here's matching bell boots, so you can kind of coordinate colors, which is a lot of fun as well. Okay, so then another type of boot that is really good as well is, these are Classic Equine, let's see, Classic Equine Protect boots, and I really like these boots. They have the double closure here, and then they have a little bit of protection against impact on the sort of the split bone area, and then as well on the fetlock. So if your horse comes and hits this, it's going to be a hard, a hard plasticky type area to hit instead of hitting his tendon bone. So this is a really good boot. And then the back boots to this look like this. And these boots are going to be for skidding, for sliding stops and things like that. And those are really going to protect your horse's back, legs, and his fetlock area from sliding on the ground, so that his fetlock doesn't get scuffed up. So these are really good boots. They're really protective. They have a big area on the inside of your horse's leg here. Let's see, and then I think I have one more pair of skid boot, and these are just a little bit different. But they look like this. This is the Professional's Choice, so they would go with your Professional's Choice boots here. But they have a really big area of padding on the inside here for if your horse, knocks himself. And then they have a really big skid area here. And then these boots, so these boots stop a little ways under the fetlock. These boots go pretty much all the way down to cover your horse's heels. So if you have a horse that, really takes that back heel all the way down to the ground, these are really going to help with your sliding stops. So that's also a really good boot. And then I think that's pretty much all. So yeah. There's all kinds of different boots on the market, so go check them out. Lots of different price ranges, but definitely I think your Professional's Choice and Classic Equine are two that you can't really go wrong with. And then I think Weaver's also an amazing brand. So yeah, but Polo Wraps, you can never really go wrong. They're really economical, usually come in a set of 4. So if you know how to apply them, and there's actually a lot of different ways to put them on, and I'll try to make a video of that as well. But those are really great. So yeah, if you have any questions about any of these boots, or want, you know, to help on, you know, putting different ones on, we can definitely make videos on that to help you. So just send us a comment below. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe to our channel. Have a great day.